Hey guys, Panya Walker here, and today on the Love Live Free vlog, we're going to talk about overwhelm. Because in this day and age, many of us have an unprecedented amount of choice. I mean, tons of information, tons of resources, sometimes for the first time in generations. Our cups literally are running over. And you know what comes with that overflow? A very real sense of overwhelm. I mean, it's the paradox of choice. Have you ever been so trapped in choice by the number of options you have to choose from that you got stuck and just couldn't decide on a direction to take? I know I have. You know, the paradox of choice, it feeds a sense of overwhelm, of doubt, of analysis paralysis. And if you've ever been online, you know really what it feels like to get lost in all the external noise, right? We've all gotten drawn into the marketing, the hooks, the hacks, the shoulds. And it's rare these days to find a place that you want to keep coming back to. That's actually what I strive to create for you here. I strive to create a place that you want to keep coming back to. Not because you're being hooked in, but because you're inspired here, you're nourished here, you're uplifted. Because when you get lost in all the shoulding, the external noise, you get stuck in a pile of you know what. And you stop connecting to your truth. You stop following your own compass. And my intention in putting out these videos is twofold. First, I want to remind you that it's your birthright to live free. That everything you've experienced up until this point, everything you feel drawn to in your life up until this point, including this video, is preparing you to live free, to live on your own terms. That's first. Second, I want to inspire you and help you to keep moving forward. Not only move forward, but lift, elevate your life, and bring others along with you so that we can all know ourselves as free. That's what Onward and Upward Training, which is my signature program, is all about. Moving forward and elevating ourselves individually and collectively. If you visited my blog or my page and decided to settle in and stay a while, and I hope you do, it's probably because you're interested in living and loving free. You're a trailblazer in your own world, and you are determined to follow your own compass. But you're also about bringing other people along with you so that we can all experience abundant health, abundant joy, and prosperity in community together. You also probably know that freedom can come at a price. Because following your own compass means that you'll sometimes go against the grain. You'll sometimes challenge convention or disobey the rules. You'll come up against lots of objections, and you'll come up against a whole lot of fears, yours and other people's. Boy, I can relate to that. You and I may be a lot alike. I have always been driven to follow my own compass, which has taken me into unknown territory over and over again. And I'll tell you, I've been afraid every single time. I mean, I took a big leap when I decided to leave the United States at about 19 to study in Zimbabwe. And I leapt again at 22 when I moved to Japan without language, without money, without friends. And there were lots of times when I wanted to tuck tail and run, but I didn't. And I'm so glad I didn't, because you know what? I learned how to communicate. I made friends that I still have to this day. And I worked my way across Asia, where I lived for 6 years, traveling to 10 different countries along the way. I took another big leap in my career when I turned down a 6-figure salary in corporate America to build my own practice. I didn't know how I would make it work or how I would survive financially. And there were certainly lots of folks around me who thought I was crazy to do it. But you know what? This year marks my 8th year in business, 8 years in counting. And I've made more money since leaving the corporate world than I ever made in that job. So I don't say this to brag. I share this to say, do not be discouraged, ever. Because with every transition you make, whether big or small, you'll probably come up against a wall of fear or overwhelm or doubt, and you'll hit it hard. And there'll be a chorus of folks around you reminding you of the risk over and over again. And you may feel lonely because standing apart can feel lonely. And there'll be days when you want to tuck tail and run back to where you started from. But I'll tell you what I've learned as someone who frequently steps into the unknown. It's normal to feel fear. I mean, the fear is just an indication that you need more information, that you're at the beginning of a learning journey. And if you can remember that, you'll also remember that your fear is temporary. You don't have to push through it. You don't have to bulldoze it, avoid it, or psych yourself out of it. Just know that it's part of your process. And look, if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I'm not a pusher. I've never been that girl. In fact, you'll rarely see me all fired up. I mean, I get excited. But my energy is relatively quiet, relatively gentle, and my superpower is my presence. If I had a spirit animal, I'd be a butterfly or a deer. You know, most people want the lion or the tiger, but I'll take gentle transformation every day, because you don't have to be fired up to make bold moves in your life. You can be, but you don't have to push yourself outside of your comfort zone to make a big impact. The push is not necessary. You just need to stay connected to your compass. That's what I've learned how to do, and that's what I teach. So, what do you do when you feel yourself getting lost in the external noise? Let's look first to the body, because it's speaking to you in countless ways all the time, and it's also your place of action. Remember, when you're in transition, you have a tendency to disconnect from your compass because you're scared, right? And you can get trapped in analysis paralysis. And this doesn't just live in your head metaphorically, it can literally show up in your physiology as tension in the head, even as headaches. So picture this. The skull, it consists of bones that move with every in and out breath. They aren't rigid, they aren't fixed, they move with you, right? So when you're stressed out or tensed, the cranial muscles around the skull, which run around the eyes, through the brow, and to the occiput in the back of the head, they tense up as well. And this inhibits the bone's natural movement and can show up as tension headaches. And there's something you can do about that. You can loosen up the skull cap, and in doing so, not only trigger the body to loosen the reins, to relax, but also to create space in the mind. It's really simple, okay? You're just going to be stimulating a few points along both brows and the occipital ridge in the back of the head. Now, the occipital ridge is that bone that sort of juts out where the head meets the neck. So if you're working on the left side first, you're going to be applying gentle touch to the left brow and the left occiput. Let's say 5 gentle touches. On this side, and then 5 on the right brow and the right occiput. Right? You're going to do that as many times as you need to. And as you're doing this, you're going to allow and feel the muscles of the cranium lengthening, allowing more space for the breath, allowing relaxation for the skull, the brain. Remember to breathe through it. And you know, when I do this, I not only feel a physical lengthening and opening, but I also feel an opening at the top of my head. So visualize yourself reconnecting to your higher mind, which is your compass. Know that that compass is always leading you to a higher vision for your life, a higher calling on your life. So how does that feel, guys? Let me know in the comments, wherever you're watching from, wherever you are. Leave me a comment under this video. And thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Until soon, onward and upward, friends. Much love.